Hey everybody, and welcome to Woodbine Outdoors. Listen, it's been a long time since I posted a video. That's because I just wasn't prepared for the off season and not having anything to shoot at. But this year is going to be different. I'm already here at my first permission that I've got for this year, my first new permission. I've been eyeballing this piece of land for a couple of years now, really. But I just have never pulled the trigger on it because these things sort of evolve. I'm just now getting into the permission land hunting scene. I've always hunted private lands. I've always hunted big woods. These are small permissions. This is actually my biggest one. This one's just about 30 acres. And it's different whenever you hunt like this. There's a lot of, you got to get a hold of people. You got to ask for permission. There's liability waivers. There's things like that. You can get deep into stuff. You have to find people first before you can even ask them for permission. Then you got to ask for permission. So it's an interesting world. I'm very thankful that this gentleman gave me permission to hunt this piece of land. I think it's going to be a really good spot. We're going to go in and do some scouting today, and I'm also going to show you in this video how I do it, how you can do it too if you want to, if you have the fortitude, if you have the want to get out there and deer hunt and absolutely work your butt off. Listen, it's May, it's 90 degrees, and man, I can already see yellow flies and horse flies buzzing around this truck, ready to eat. But I got something for them. We're gonna go in here and do a little scouting. Why don't you come and look at this piece of property with me, and then I'm gonna show you how. I'm gonna break it down for you how I do this process and get a piece of land. This year, I want to have more than I can hunt. I want to have some options because a lot of this land is just sitting there, and honestly, people don't even think about hunting it. They really don't even think about it. You just get what you get on a small piece of land too. There's no moving around. You got to get in there and either put some corn out or just find, hopefully you're on a lane or a trail, a transition area or something like that. If you just want to ambush hunt without baiting, it all can be done. It just depends on what you want to do. But anyway, let's go in here and then we'll talk about it more later. Well, I have climbed up in the fork of a tree because just to try to see over these palmettos. Let me show you what I'm looking at here. I've been hacking for about 45 minutes, and I went all the way in. I don't know if you can notice those cypress and bay trees right there. I was hoping it would open up in there. It does not. It's just a different kind of thick. And this is a sea of palmettos as far as the eye can see. So we're gonna have to find a different route, boys and girls. This ain't gonna work. Tune in momentarily. All right, it looks just a little bit better on this entrance right here. We might be able to make something happen. It's opening up. Thank goodness. It's opening up a little bit. I'm gonna have to try to navigate parking on this road, on this county road. I don't know how that's gonna go, but this opens up. This ain't too bad. Boys and girls, this might work. Let's check it out. Well, it's no better. It just keeps getting thicker and thicker until you get to this. Now this is good turtle and alligator habitat, and it's good. There's a big buck living in here. There is, but I ain't gonna be able to get in here and get to him. Not for it to be a small piece. This is rough, and I just came through that, and this is a survey line. So I guess even the survey people gave up right here. They probably cheated the guy. All right, friends, you win some, you lose some. I lost on this one. This is a good 30, I say good. This is a 30 acre piece, and it butts up against a neighborhood that I see deer in all the time. This neighborhood is loaded with deer, but that, man, I done went at it from two different angles, and it's thick. It's so thick, I'm not gonna be able to get in there. There's one spot that opens up, but it ain't my property, it's the neighborhood's property. Everything else is tight cypress swamp or a sea of palmettos. So we're all done, man. I'm calling it on this one. I'm not going to waste any time in here. I got to be able to get in there, drop, feed, you know, get a feeder in there and throw corn, put a stand up. And I got to be able to get it in deep enough off of this road that people aren't looking at me and getting weird, that people can't see in and see the deer, see the feeder. I can't do that here. I actually had a guy right when I got in the woods, a guy stopped, pulled up right beside my truck right here and sat there for like 3 or 4 minutes. And I actually hit my truck lock and made the horn honk. You know, it's some guy in the neighborhood, I'm sure he's like, somebody's screwing around. I'm gonna catch him, see? You know, I don't blame people. You gotta be careful these days, but I'm out. Let's on to something else. Stay tuned. So, no sooner did I come out of the woods dejected because that spot was just awful, that I found another spot. I saw it the other day, and I happen to know the person who owns it, the company or entity that owns this piece of property, and so I called them, and I think this one might work. Check it out. It's got a road, an old road that runs all the way through it, and there's an easement. There's an easement, but that's not the best part. The best part is, it is kind of thick in here. This place is loaded down with rabbit eye blueberries. It's just a natural food source for these deer. These deer are gonna automatically, you see I already got my machete in the ground. These deer are automatically gonna come check these rabbit eye blueberries. And there's just a natural clearing in here. I gotta come back with some corn. I'm gonna dump some corn out in here. I'm gonna dump some corn out, put a camera on it, and then we'll see what it looks like. Keep it baited for a little while, see what we got coming, see if it's gonna be worth it before I come in here and put a stand up. You know, things can turn around quick. We only got 4 months till bow season, people. And then we're gonna have to be out doing it, have to be out getting it done. And there's a suitable tree in here. This pine tree right here will look down into this. I'll have to get rid of some of this cover, but I'll be able to shoot into this from one of those pine trees over there. This will be awesome if I can get some deer coming to it. There's also an easement. It's gonna be perfect if everything works out. There might be another guy hunting it, but we'll see. The landowner's checking on that. I'm excited. Well, as you can see, I had a pretty wild day. That day I went from disappointment and defeat to actually finding a property that is suitable. I actually already have deer on camera on that property, so it's gonna be awesome. But you know, I was pretty defeated whenever I walked in that first property, man, and I spent a good hour and a half just trying to find a suitable entrance in there, and it just turned out to be so thick. There wasn't really any way to get in there and scout it before getting permission, which is optimal to go into a property, see it, and then see that there is tracks, that it is huntable, and then get the permission. Listen, that's what you really want to do. But I went through all the trouble of getting the permission and then got defeated on it. But that very same day, had seen the second property that I went to that was much clearer, much more suitable, and actually I saw deer tracks and deer sign in there. So let me show you. I want to take you guys through how I do this. I think pretty much anybody could figure it out. If you had the internet or had a hunting app, you could figure out whose property was whose, you know, even with just a computer without a hunting app. But I use onX, and if you want to see, I'll take you through real quick how I do this. I've had a lot of success. I've got about 5 more properties, I think, that I'm gonna ask for permission for. I want to have too much for me to hunt, because I want to be able to maybe shoot a few deer on one property is what I'm thinking. Shoot a few deer on one. Maybe if I need to let it cool down, or it cools down on its own, since there are small parcels of land, I'll be able to just transition to another one and see if I can make my 12 mark for this year. But let me take you through how I do it, and you'll see just how easy it is. All right, folks, for your viewing pleasure, I've opened up my onX, and this is the beautiful city of Woodbine, and there's the beautiful, nice and clean Satilla River. And for this example, I'm just going to show you a city of Woodbine property. We're going to look at at City Hall, and let's just say for giggles that this is a property that I want to hunt. This is exactly how I do it. I've been able to get a hold of every single person that I've done this with so far with minimal legwork. Click on this. This is going to be the name of the person that's going to appear at the top. This is on onX. You can do this. If you don't have onX, you don't have to get onX. It does it on the other hunting apps too. Just make sure it has property boundaries on the app if this is what you're looking to do. Also, if you don't want to buy an app, this works perfectly well just by going to the tax assessor's website in your county. This is all public information. The only people that may not show up as public information would be law enforcement officials, government officials, and people like that. You're probably not going to get permission to hunt on their property anyway. It'll say like private lands or something like that. But your tax assessor's website, you can do all of this too. All you'll need to find is the address. You can also get on the tax map if you just know where the property is, and you can look for the property visually on the map, and all the property will be segmented off. It's like that everywhere where I've ever seen. And all you got to do is click on that land. It'll show you who owns it, and you'll be able to look them up. It'll actually have their information on there. So this would be giving me all of the information that I needed on this person, on this land, just by clicking on it on this app. What I have historically done and had great success is go immediately to Google, type in, and I already have it here at the top, City of Woodbine, Georgia, because I've already filmed this video 3 times. City of Woodbine, and there we go. So historically, in my experience on Google, I actually just did this with me and my wife, and it popped up literally my wife's cell phone number right to her cell phone. And this is a good thing for me because I like to deer hunt and I like to be able to get a hold of folks. And so it pops up right here. It's popped up people's numbers. I've called them directly. And where this comes in handy is most of the properties that you're going to find, the people don't live on the property. So, and they may not live in your county. I've had to get permission 2 different times from people who were out of my county. The last guy I just got permission from, his address wasn't even in this state. I still got a hold of him. I still got permission to hunt his land without ever meeting him. Which is really cool, by the way. It gives me a lot of hope for the future, even though that property didn't work out. Listen, if you want to get into deer hunting, you've never done it before, or it's been a long time since you have, you just feel like you can't afford it, I'm telling you, you can. If you can afford a bow and a little bit of your time and effort, then you can get out there and you can do it. There's lots of deer to be hunted, and it's a lot of fun. Listen, guys, I hope you'll continue to tune in. I'm really enjoying filming this content. I'm hoping this year, this season, I'm going to be filming with a new camera, at least by the end of the season. Probably not at the beginning, but by the end of the season, I'm going to have a new camera and some new techniques, and we're just having fun out here. I hope you guys will continue to tune in, tell your friends, and let's all go have some fun together and go deer hunting. Appreciate you guys watching Woodbine Outdoors.